The Lorain County Commissioners would like to welcome you to come down to the Lorain County Dog Kennel.
We have lots of dogs available for adoption. We also encourage all dog owners to register your dog each year and get a dog license.
We also have a special dog license. It's a special heart medical care license tag for an additional $5. And the proceeds from that go to help us when we pick up a stray that's injured or needs extreme medical care.
Remember, your best friend is waiting for you.
Welcome to another broadcast of the Lorain County Commissioners' General Meeting. Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Good morning. Welcome to our December 1st meeting. December 1st. The weather's appropriate. We have two treats this morning. Judge Horvath, you have to wait a minute for the dog.
Sorry, Judge.
Dogs are important. I understand. If you can find the dog.
Hey Maggie, look in the camera. Newly found dog, Shepherd Mix. They call her Maggie. She's in cage number 1. She's approximately 2 years old, and she was found in the road area in Lorain. I'm assuming it's probably one of Dave Wargle's dogs, one of the Councilman's Lorain. So come get your dog, Dave. If not, the dog will be available for adoption on 11/26. She's really a really great temperament. She listens well. If I didn't have to hold this microphone, I've heard she shakes too. Come on. You sit? Can you sit? Hi there, yes. Well, she's friendly. She won't listen very well. But please stop by our dog kennel. We've got a lot of nice dogs, make great Christmas presents this year. Thank you very much.
Since she's a girl dog, she'd probably sit for Lori. It's for you she won't. Yeah. Oh, please and thank you. Thank you. A thought for today, this was chosen by Commissioner Kalo earlier this week. It was in the local newspaper. It says, ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. Thank you, Commissioner Kalo.
Very good, Commissioner. I like that one.
Yeah, that was good. We're pleased this morning to have a certificate of achievement to present to probate judge Frank Horvath, who was named Judge of the Year. This recognizes Judge Horvath. The Judge of the Year Excellence Award recognizes valuable partners in child support enforcement who have made significant contributions to the child support program and who have improved the lives of children through efforts to promote more effective child support enforcement. Lorain County is honored by Judge Horvath and the contributions he has made to this effort. We'd like to give you this little piece of paper, but to publicly recognize you, Judge Horvath.
I want to assure everybody that I'm not part of the dog and pony show. I'm very pleased and happy to be here today to accept this award. But before I do, there's certain people I should thank. First of all, I would like to thank the Ohio CESA directors and the Association for the Judge of the Year award. This comes as an unexpected surprise, especially for a judge who serves exclusively in the probate court. I'm appreciative to Ann Eckstein for nominating me for this award. As an attorney for the Child Support Enforcement Agency in Lorain County, Ann strives diligently and creatively to enforce child support orders. To that end, she has come to my probate court to file liens against the inheritance of parents who are delinquent in their child support obligations. I'm more pleased to be of assistance to such a vital and important goal, the goal of improving the lives of children. I'd like to further thank the county commissioners for publicly acknowledging this award. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the very loyal and dedicated staff of the Lorain County Probate Court who was instrumental in making this award possible. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Judge Horvath. Okay, now we got the fun and exciting things over. Now we'll go to our regular order of business.
Under Resolutions Number 1, Job and Family Services Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Investments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Appropriations.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Advances and repayments.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Requisitions.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Travel expenses.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Bills.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under the Commissioners, authorize various personnel actions as indicated on the summary for employees within jurisdiction of Lorain County Commissioners.
Now, Commissioners, at the conclusion of our regular board meeting today, I'd like to request an executive session for the specific purpose of discussing new hires. Have two recommendations for hire at the county home.
Thank you.
Approve Lorain County Board of Commissioners meeting minutes and waive the reading of the same for September 15th, October 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th, and November 3rd, 9th, 17th, and 21st.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Authorize County Administrator to provide and execute all necessary documents effective December 16, 2005 through December 31, 2005 for the year-end close activity, including but not limited to transfers, advances, repayments, appropriations, payroll-related transactions, and payments.
And this means that we won't have to have any special meetings then?
Well, when the board refused to do this last year because things were kind of a little bit squirrely around here, we had to have some
Couple
ad
of 'em.
hocs to try to get things done. For our two newer commissioners, this is just routine. If there's, a quarter missing here or a dime missing there at the end of the year, so we don't have to call a whole meeting to move a quarter. It's not unusual, and we didn't do it last year because of certain events that occurred last year, but we do this every year.
Also moved.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Instruct the clerk to advertise for food bids for Lorain County Golden Acres and Lorain Medina Community-Based Correctional Facility. Notice will be published in the Chronicle Telegram on December 5th and 12th, and bids to be open at 2 p.m. on December 19th, Commissioners' Public Hearing
So
Room.
moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Award a contract to Suburban Process Piping, Inc., Vermillion, in the amount of $146,555 to perform the HVAC and plumbing work for Lorain County Administration Building, 4th floor renovation project. Two bids were opened on November 16th, these being the most responsive, and this will be paid from account the General Fund Capital Improvements. Issue a notice to proceed letter on or before December 9th and to complete on or before March 31st, 2006. Authorize County Administrator to notify the County Auditor to release retainage at completion of said project.
Because we've had some issues in the past regarding bids, I asked Karen Davis to check with Jerry Innes to make sure that we were completely proper in this process, and she did so and advised me that everything was in order. Oh, you both want to speak. That's wonderful.
Well, third time's a charm.
Oh,
So I think we got it right this time, and unless Jerry has something to add, I believe that it was quite a learning experience for all of us along the way on some nuances that caused us some problems with the law. So I think we got it all under control now.
and you're in agreement, Jerry?
Yes, Commissioner. Karen Davis did talk to me, and we're a go on this one.
Okay, thank you very much. Then I'll so move.
Second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
No.
Authorize release of retainage to Fairweather Roofing, Inc., Avon Lake, in the amount of $15,458 plus interest as final payment for work performed on Lorain County Justice Center project. This action is requested and approved by the architect and construction manager, and all necessary paperwork has been completed.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
A decision on the expedited 2 annexation of approximately 227.810 acres from Wellington Township to the Village of Wellington. Attorney Stephen Bond is agent for petitioners.
Jerry, is the third time the charm on this one as well?
I think it is, Commissioner. At least according to what the clerk has indicated to me, all the appropriate documents are in place. We have not received any objection from the township regarding this.
I see Attorney Bond is here. Would you like to address the board?
Thank you, Commissioner. As you're aware, this is the same proposal that we made earlier this year, and I think we were very close to having it approved except for a technical problem in the procedure for passage of the ordinances. Those have all been completely repassed at a completely new, appropriate, regular meetings of the council. So I'm not aware of there being any technical problems with this particular application. And again, this is property that's already owned by the Metro Parks, that the Metro Parks will include in the Wellington development that's already ongoing and planned. And it won't make any appreciable difference in the existing use because it's woods now and it'll be woods later. I asked Mr. Martin to attend in case there are any specific questions that you have about what the proposal is, but it's been pretty well publicized what they're going to do down there. So unless there's any questions, I won't waste your time.
Thank you, Mr. Bond. Commissioners have any questions for Mr. Bond?
No.
Mr. Martin, you've graced us with your presence this morning. You want to tell us how wonderful Metro Parks is? Because we already know, but you can tell us some more.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dan Martin, Lorain County Metro Parks. I certainly want to, if I've got a moment at the podium, remind you that Judge Horvath is the appointing authority for the Lorain County Metro Parks, and we're thrilled that he was Judge of the Year. The project at Wellington is moving along very nicely. We are in the final stages of about a 250-acre restoration down there. I think it'll be one of the finest restoration projects in the state of Ohio. Our ongoing work with the Village of Wellington I think is outstanding. We are, based upon your decision today, ready to put out the bids for the construction of the park. Those will go out in just the next few weeks, pending your approval of this today. I would like to simply close by reminding you that this project is good for everyone in the county. This is going to be a spectacular addition to our community. It's going to benefit the folks in the township and in the village. And please remember that it does not have any, again, appreciable impact on anybody's tax base. This is green space, and I think that when you get a chance to tour the site, you're going to be very pleased. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Do Commissioners have questions for
No, I was just
Dan?
wondering if there's anyone from Wellington Township in attendance.
Anybody from Wellington Township here today? Okay. Jerry, as was pointed out last week, I believe this is not a matter of whether we like the annexation request or not. It's a matter of if it meets the criteria defined in the code.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Your Honor?
Frank left.
Wow.
Frank left.
Write that in the minutes, Teresa.
Honorable Judge Betty Blair.
No, just your Honor's fine.
I'm already ready for court this afternoon. The Commissioner, you make a finding that all the conditions of the expedited 2 annexation procedure have been met, and that all the necessary resolutions have been filed, and that there's no objection from the township, and that's it. It's not a merit decision.
Can you educate me a little bit, Jerry? The first time this came through, it was not expedited annexation, correct? And we voted it down?
I believe that's
don't
correct.
believe
No, I thought we
Was it
did.
a regular? Attorney Bond.
Initially, we came to you with a proposal for the entire park, which included land owned by Wellington, then the Metro Parks in the middle, and Wellington on the end. Then we came back to you last fall with this identical proposal expedited, and because of the technicality, you turned it down.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, Commissioner?
Yeah, I believe the first time,
First time
we
was regular.
voted it down because we thought it was too large.
It's not the same
But now it's
size.
half the size.
Yes, it's
Correct.
reduced.
The last time there was an issue on...
The time before the last time. The very last time was because
You
an
wouldn't-
open meetings
Right, the
problem.
ordinance timing of the
Timing of the meeting,
Right.
in the meeting and so forth, you had some concern over that.
But the very first time it came, it was because we voted it down because it was too large.
I voted yes for it, so I don't remember why we voted no.
We wouldn't expect you to, but she's just recollecting.
I
You're
think there were some
absolutely right.
issues with the streets and that sort of thing.
Jones Road, I think, yeah, okay. All right, that's all my questions, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Are there any further comments from anyone, since we are not required to have a public hearing, but we'll listen to anybody who has anything worthwhile to offer. Seeing none, Commissioners, what is your pleasure regarding this matter?
Did you make a motion?
No.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve.
You have to tell why you're making the
Don't I
motion.
need a
to
second,
approve.
then we make discussion after
No,
that, or no?
mm-mm.
Make it
Fine.
approved based on contiguous property, and I'm thinking Metro Park's going to do a great job with it.
And we should indicate that all the conditions for an expedited 2 annexation have been met.
Okay.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
A decision on an expedited 1 annexation approximately 1.77 acres from Pittsfield Township to the City of Oberlin. Attorney Carrie J. Sable is acting agent for Doran G. and Joanne J. Portman, the petitioners.
Is the attorney present?
This was filed on November 14th. I received a letter back from the Lorain County engineer on November 28th stating that there were several discrepancies within the petition itself between the legal description and the plat. There was also missing courses and call out in the last paragraph. And the annexation plat should actually clearly show the existing corporate boundaries. I did fax the copy of the letter to the attorney. I have not heard from him to this date. So
What date are we on?
there is no,
There's none?
Jerry, what is the difference between an expedited 1 and 2?
this is a revenue sharing agreement with the city of Oberlin.
That's why it's expedited 1? Okay. Jim asked about time limits.
There is none.
No time limit? I think that we should have the accurate maps as requested by the engineer before we take any
And then
action.
reject based upon the
Yes.
technical fault, and then have them resubmit.
That's one of the things you have to find is that there's an accurate map and an accurate legal description, and
So we can send this back then today and not
I
take any
think so.
action?
It also improperly identified the statute, which is
It
supposed to do.
indicates that it's 709.02 and it should be actually 709.022.
Are they allowed to correct the defects, or does it have to be rejected and then resubmitted?
That's what I was,
There are some procedures for curing defects, but to be honest with you, since these are expedited and don't have to go back through 2 months of waiting, I think just to avoid complications and everything and make it clean, the best thing to do is reject it for not those 2 reasons, and they can resubmit it and have it back here as soon as they clean it up a little bit. I mean, it doesn't cause them a 5-month delay here.
okay, I'll move to deny the annexation.
And we should do it on the basis that it did
On the
not
basis
submit
it
an
didn't-
accurate map and legal description and did not identify the revised code correctly.
For those reasons.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Oh, that's fine.
Under the Community Development Department, award various contracts to receive assistance from Lorain County CDBG FY04 Emergency Home Repair Activity Account, which includes 10% contingency on any unforeseen change orders that may occur. For KMU Trucking and Excavating Avon in the amount of $2,212.50 for sewer tie-in assistance, and the Geisel Heating Elyria in the amount of $2,940 for a furnace replacement. This loan is for Timothy B. and Sherry L. Scarvelli at 2921 Moon Road. 2 quotes were received on both projects, these being the best and most responsive. And then also to Bill Jackson Roofing, Inc., Lorain, in the amount of $5,996 for roof tear-off and replacement. This grant is for Michelle Busseri at 230 Morn Road, Vermillion. 3 quotes were received, these being the best and most responsive.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Under Golden Acres, increase the room rates at Lorain County Golden Acres Nursing Home to $160 for semi-private and $165 for private, effective January 1st, 2006.
Jim, I didn't get a chance to look. We had a rate schedule that increased, and I just wondered if we wanted to have another rate schedule as opposed to just doing this.
Well, I remember the rate schedule we did in the 90s, and every year we kind of raised the rate on a master resolution. We only have 5 private pay beds right now, and this only affects 5 beds.
Okay.
So I'm not sure that looking that far down the road would be really necessary at this time. As you know, we're struggling out there. We've been, reinventing the way we do business by getting the fully skilled certification, and things are slowly improving, but we need to keep the bed rate competitive with our costs. And this rate hasn't gone up since the late 90s, so it's only $5 a day.
I don't have a problem with it. I just thought maybe we wanted to be a little bit more expansive.
I appreciate your support, Commissioner. Thank you.
Also move.
I have a question. How much are they charging in the private sector per day? Do you know?
No, Commissioner, I do not. But my understanding from Ms. Dahl is that this would be competitive, and we would be similarly situated. I don't have the exact figures, but being that she just came from the private sector, she felt it was an acceptable rate. So it doesn't put us into a huge amount of competition with them. We don't want to be too much lower than them on the private bed rate. Plus, Medicaid gets a little upset if we have a private bed rate that's significantly lower than the Medicaid reimbursement rate, because then they want to reimburse us at the lower rate. So we have to keep that in mind when we set the rate for the bed.
Okay. Thank you. I'll second.
Any further discussion? Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under Job and Family Services, authorize Lorain County Department of Job and Family Services to create various positions due to the Department of Administrative Services has not processing work since July 1st, 2005. Account Clerk 1 and 2, Intermediate, Clerk 2, Contract Evaluator, and Employment Service Interviewer, Fiscal Supervisor.
Well, the state isn't doing its job. It's the only way I can put that. We used to receive DAS services for creating positions and classifications and things like that, and when the state ran into some budgetary issues, they cut back on services to the counties down in DAS. And we're a little bit at a loss of how to handle this, so one of the recommendations is that we get a little bit more engaged with our Department of Job and Family Services on when we create positions, so we have a resolution of support. Normally DAS would look over this work and agree to it, but we now have to do this for them until we see what the state's going to do. I anticipate the state cost shifting a lot of work onto counties in the next year or two. Pretty much an unfunded mandate for services we used to get that we're going to have to start doing ourselves more and more. County services at DAS has been drastically cut back over the years, and it's almost non-existent right now. Just another way of moving more of the dollars, more of the expense back onto us commissioners. All right, so there'll be more to come on this type of stuff soon.
Well, mid-January, we'd go down and fight the local government funding again, correct?
I thought we had 2 years on that.
Now they have a big meeting again. I think it's January 18th. I received an email about discussions of local government funding.
But isn't that our suit?
Excuse me, I'm extremely sorry, but I can't hear any
Oh,
of you.
wow, sorry.
We are on.
I'm normally pretty
Sorry,
loud.
Elizabeth.
The January 18th meeting is the litigation.
Right.
That's our in-county litigation.
Oh, it's just
That's
the
our
in-county?
ongoing.
Okay, all right,
Yes.
then. We have to get that one?
Jerry and I went the last time.
We'll just
I'm
send the
assuming that-
guys with their guns.
Okay.
I assume we'll go again, but that's our own little in-house squabble that we
okay,
have
all
going
right.
on.
Hopefully we'll get it resolved this time.
But probably next summer, we will probably need to gear up with our supporters around the state and get ready for another fight on that local government front. I'm hoping that things are improving a little bit at the state, and they did have a lot more money than they said they did. And I think I sat here and said months going into that year they had it, and they were sandbagging. So maybe they'll back away from touching that again since they really sandbagged on their projections last time. So, but we have to be prepared, and I think next summer CCO will be setting something in motion so we can look at that again. And we'll take Betty with us. She was a real flame there the last time in front of the...
I think they heard from a lot of people. And I don't
7
think
or 8
they-
hours, and we get our 3
they
minutes of
did-
fame.
Hey,
I'm
you
bringing,
know,
but I'm
sometimes
bringing
you
a
could
cushion with me
wait.
next time.
Yeah,
Those pews are terrible there.
Was Job and Family Services going to be able to absorb these increases, or is the general fund going to subsidize any of this?
Well, you know what, we don't, they have funding for this. Normally, when they're moving their work around, they want to put a new position in, DAS will just bless off on the class spec and things like that. It's really pretty functionary. It's not a big deal. It's just annoying that the state continues to shift a lot of burdens onto the county without shifting any of the dollars back to us. So they have plenty of money for this. We pay our mandated share into Job and Family Services, and they have a formula. And by the way, we have no choice in that. They tell us what our mandated share
And
is.
just how much is
5
that?
million something?
Not
No,
quite.
I think it's
but
about $1.5 million.
Yeah. it's
Oh,
the
that's right.
size
Yeah,
of
that's right.
some.
1.5 million.
Yes, and every year it fluctuates a bit depending on the formula they use. If we got to pay for something, I'd rather pay for that. It's almost as bad as the judges in Akron that just send us a bill for whatever they want. We got to pay that too.
That's our contribution to the...
Well, get ready, commissioners. They're renovating, and I'm sure they're going to tell us what our fair share of the cost of their renovation is
After the fact.
after the fact.
That's-
It's easier to ask forgiveness than it is permission, maybe?
Well, actually, they don't ask for forgiveness and they don't ask for permission.
They don't have to. They
Just
just
ask
send
for the
us
money?
a bill.
Just ask for the
They
money.
don't even ask
Okay.
for the money, they just tell us, this
Just
is what we're
send us a
paying.
bill.
When those things show up out of the blue and you have to come up with, $300,000 or $400,000, you don't have a choice. It's sometimes we have to scramble, and we got a letter from them a couple months ago saying that they were renovating down there, and they were letting us know, but they didn't say anything about money or anything else. I just know we're going to get a bill.
Well, that was, they were telling you.
Right.
That was their little SOS. Okay, so, are there any other questions on these job creations?
No.
Also moved.
I'll second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Approve the purchase of service agreements between the Department of Job and Family Services and various providers for teen after-school programs effective December 1st, 2005 through June 30th, 2006, and authorize Director of Job and Families to execute on behalf of the Board with prosecutor's approval as to form for Boys and Girls Club Lorain County, Oberlin, in the amount not to exceed $250,393.24, and the Neighborhood House Association, Lorain County, Lorain, in the amount of not to exceed $106,361.
The email from Department of Job and Family Services said there'd be someone here
Doug
to...
Beckler's here.
Would you come to the microphone in case the commissioners have questions, or perhaps you can just tell us a little bit about this, since it's such a nice, sizable amount of money. Good morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Doug Beckler with Job and Family Services.
Thank you, Doug.
The program that you have before you with the Boys and Girls Club and Neighborhood House, they're serving 12 to 17-year-olds, and the program is 3 hours a day after school. At only times they operate the program will be when school is in session. The Boys and Girls Club will be operating 7 sites in Oberlin, Elyria, and Lorain, and the Neighborhood House site will be at El Centro in Lorain and in Elyria. And it's designed to help the teens. After-school homework tutoring is one of the programs. They're going to have some educational activities, some sports activities, mentoring, leadership training, and everything's designed for the teenagers and assistants.
Good.
Thank you.
Do you have any idea how many youth this will ballpark help or reach?
I don't have that number, I'm sorry.
Okay. Any other questions, Commissioners? Thank you very much, Doug.
Thank you.
Also move for approval.
Second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Approve and enter in a maintenance plan contract for the Windows version of the Program Expenditures Tracking System for the calendar year 2006 at a cost of $1,950 to be paid from account contract services.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Approve and enter into various lease agreements effective retroactive to July 1st, 2005 through June 30th, 2006 for space at 42485 North Ridge Road, Elyria, based on per square foot cost as determined in the space cost report compiled with Maximus, Inc., Job and Family Services for 59,320 square feet, and Child Support Enforcement Agency 16,375 square feet.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under Workforce Development Agency, approve and enter into a lease agreement between WDA for 3,113 square feet of finished office space at 42495 North Ridge Road, Elyria, effective retroactive July 1st, 2005 through June 30th, 2006, at a total rental amount of $15,689.52, payable in a monthly amount of $1,307.46, which is based on the per square foot cost as determined in the space cost report compiled with Maximus.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Approve and enter into a lease agreement with Workforce Institute in Lorain County for 6,843 square feet of finished office space at 42495 North Ridge Road, Elyria, effective retroactive to July 1st, 2005 through June 30th, 2006, at a total rental amount of $34,488.72, payable in a monthly amount of $2,874.06, which is based on per square foot cost as determined in the space cost report compiled with Maximus.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under Children's Services, authorize various additions and deletions of personnel in Lorain County Children's Services Department to utilize their Shell Oil Gasoline Credit Card not to exceed $200 and the agency's MasterCard not to exceed $2,500 for the year 2005.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Under the Coroner, approve and enter into various contracts on behalf of Lorain County Coroner as an on-call basis for one-year contracts containing 30-day cancellation clauses. Charles Duke, the Assistant Pathology, effective retroactive to June 1st, 2005 for $85 per autopsy, and Dr. Glover's Pathology, effective retroactive October 24, 2005 for $250 per autopsy, $100 per hour for dispositions, courtroom testimony, and $50 per hour for prosecutor conferences.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Yes.
I asked you to have a change made to those contracts. Did we do that?
It was only in his note, it wasn't in the actual contract.
It wasn't in the actual contract, so they're not in perpetuity?
I didn't see anything, no.
Do we need to hold these?
Well, I don't think so. I had a bit of a concern when they came over. There was a note on them that indicated that they had automatic renewals in them, and we normally don't do that, okay? And I asked the clerk to confer with counsel on why we had an automatic renewal in the contract. And she's right, it was on the note. I did not read the contract, but when I read his note, I had some concerns. We normally will not do evergreen contracts.
The synopsis says it's for 1 year containing a 30-day cancellation clause.
And that's what it says in the contract. There is no,
So his note was not correct.
it just states in his note. I mean, there's nothing, here it just says 30-day renewal, 30-day cancellation with the June 1st, 2005 through June, or 1 year.
You have a copy?
It's an automatic renewal, see? Yeah, I think that needs to come out.
Are you a copy the same thing?
Yeah, Jerry's looking at it right here. He has a copy.
Maybe I totally missed it.
Yeah, see, this agreement will automatically renew for periods of 1 year after the completion of term unless terminated with 30 days written notice. I don't think we should have those kind of clauses in our contract. They should be time certain with the availability of a renewal, but it should not be automatic. A lot of times it's hard to remember that you have a trigger point in the contract. So I would recommend the modification of the
Can we amend that?
Yes, to allow for the 1 year with a 30-day cancellation clause, but it should be resubmitted. Now, it could be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however you see fit, but I would go with the one now, and when they resubmit at the end of the year, they should resubmit for time certain with a cancellation clause.
Well, and I would just submit that I think that we approved what we thought were 1-year contracts containing a 30-day cancellation clause.
Right.
So this contract needs to reflect what we approved, if we're going to vote on it, but am I not correct?
You're
The
correct.
synopsis.
Your resolution's correct. It just doesn't.
But we're approving this resolution, so you need to correct that so that it's
Yeah,
according to
We'll
this.
just put a pen and ink on there. We can use that
With the
contract with pen and
initial.
ink, and we'll initial it and send it over. And that's
Okay. Thank you.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under the engineer, approve change order number number 1 to SM Fox Construction Company, Alaria, in the amount of $5,800 for emergency repairs due to unforeseen conditions discovered during the renovations of the engineer's office, to be paid from account General Fund Capital Improvements.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Authorize various applications to OPWC for Lorain County Engineers Department for various projects in Lorain County. Authorize county engineer to execute said agreements with prosecutor's approval as to form. And these projects have been rated, ranked, and received preliminary approval from funding for OPWC Round 20. West Ridge Road Rehabilitation, total cost is $1,093,249. Request $238,650. Island and Cali Road Bridges, total was $189,518 with a request of $168,671. Mills Road Bridge, $300,000, request $225. Plum Creek Wastewater Treatment Plant, $367,612, request $216,891. Clearview Subwater Main, $124,362, request $110,682. Cali Road Bridge, $164,000, request $145,960. Gifford Road Bridge, $131,638, request of $117,158. And tentatively unfunded is Indian Hollow Road resurfacing, $221,995 with a request of $197,576. West Road resurfacing, $178,127 with the request of $158,533. And Eden Wastewater Treatment Plant, $93,000. The request was $82,700.
Also move.
Second.
Discussion. Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Under Recorder, authorize Lorain County Auditor to continue special fund per Ohio Revised Code Section 317.09 and 317.321 for increase in fees imposed by Lorain County Recorder for the purpose of supplementing equipment needs of the County Recorder on an annual basis effective January 1st, 2006, expiring December 31st, 2006. The $4 requested by the County Auditor, $3 will be paid in the 218 Recorder's Equipment Fund, and $1 will be retained in the General Fund for employee salary.
Good morning, Judy Nedwick. Would you like to come and give us a little background, please?
Good morning, Commissioners. Judy Nedwick, Lorain County Recorder. This is a fund set by the revised code that I was fortunate enough to inherit, and we request this once a year, and I want to thank you for your support. It does help us upgrade our data and the technology that we use to the public, and without this fund, we would not be able to do it. So thank you for your support, and hope for an approval.
Thank you. Questions?
No.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Thank you.
Sheriff, approve and enter into contract with Dr. DiRenzo for dental services for Lorain County Sheriff at a rate of $80 per hour, working 3 to 4 hours per week, effective retroactive to October 1st, 2005 through September 30th, 2008, containing a 60-day termination provision.
Sheriff Stemetti, do you have any comments this morning?
Morning, Commissioners and everyone. Actually, this is a pretty good rate. I know $80 sounds like a lot of money, but these dentists, we checked around the state a little bit. My RN Boise had checked, and most of these dentists are getting between 100 and 120. So I think we ought to seal this guy up for 3 years at $80 an hour. And hopefully he won't hear this before I say that. So. But no, this is much needed out there. And obviously this is not dental work that he's operating on every inmate out there. This is like emergency service and things of that order. So
Thank you, Sheriff.
Appreciate it.
Questions? Also move.
Second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Mr. Cordes, County Administrator?
Commissioners, I would like a resolution approving this purchase order with S&M Fox to install garage doors down at the warehouse. As you know, we're beginning asbestos removal at the train station, and we need to move our vehicles out of the garage area down there. And we've been housing our vehicles inside with our snow plows and things. And we're going to try to more fully use the warehouse by putting doors in the front of it so we can put our trucks in there. It's going to be a great advantage to us. It's something we wanted to do for the last year or two, and it's just every time we get close to being able to invest some time in it, it got put on the back burner. And Maintenance Director Schaver has brought forth a very, very cost-effective proposal, and just this morning, the City of Elyria partnered with us to, waiver certain requirements to allow us to proceed ahead with those doors. It was very generous of them to move our project forward without having to wait for a design review and so forth. And I think we got a good price on this, and I'd like to get it done so we can move the stuff out of the train station. It's a pretty aggressive quote. This time of year, we usually get a lot of hungry people for work because work's dropping off from the summertime. So I would request your support for that.
And at 7,000, how much?
520.
520. Also move.
Second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye. I want to commend our staff for the partnership presentation on Tuesday. I think that we saw a really wonderful and outstanding effort by a lot of our team players over at Ron Twining's department, and there was others from office services and your folks over in the admin office here, not to mention our partners out at the college and how they assisted us with the video presentations and things. Specifically, Peggy Pollock, I think, ran point. Ron, if I'm not. So Peggy did a great job. I thought we had a very, very professional presentation, and everything I've been hearing from the people that were there, they were very, very satisfied and thought that we did a great job, and I just want to commend our people for the effort that they undertook there with that. I think they made us all look very, very good that day. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Jim. Commissioner Laurie?
Well, to piggyback on that, Jim, you did a really good job there, too, so.
Thank you.
Great presentation. The Growth Partnership, what it is for those of you that don't know, it's all of our economic development partners going to be located on the 5th floor here. Our community development, economic development, also Team Lorain County, the Chamber of Commerce. It's both public and private working together. So I think this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to make our jobs easier to grow jobs in this county, and also for a company locating here, they're going to know right where to go and have all the resources right at their fingertips. So I'm really excited about this project. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Ted?
Yeah, just to tag on the Lorain County Growth Partnership, it was a great effort by everybody to put it together, so thank you very much. I'd also like to thank everyone from Minority Expo yesterday. I had the pleasure of being on a panel speaking about minority economic development issues. It went very well. We were there till about 5:45 last night, and I'd just like to thank everybody for their participation on that. And I'd also like to congratulate Jim and Connie Pagani, who opened a new restaurant in downtown Lorain. I'd like to welcome a new business to town, so good luck. They open on Monday.
Thank you. Jim, is that video that was shown, can we get that for Hal to use or for them to put in our time slot?
Yes, Marsha Bollinger sent me an email last night and indicated she's going to send me about a dozen copies of that. I figured you guys had some really nice sound bites in there, and I figured you'd want a copy on that for yourselves. And I'll work with Hal to see if we can't edit it in as a trailer on some of our meetings. And they're also going to roll it on the college channel out there for us and some of their fillers. That's the power of our partnership with the college, and it gets better and better all the time. They have access to things that we don't, and they're very cooperative in sharing that. Just in airing our meetings, I don't think I've ever told you or Ted, but they air our meetings at no cost for us, and they access every cable channel in the county. They're the only place that really has that in this county, and for 5 years now, they've been gracious in giving us time slots and airing our board meetings at no cost as a part of a partnership with us. So I'm very, very encouraged that we continue to grow and continue to cooperate and get good things done.
Thank you. I look forward to that. Tomorrow, Friday, the Lorain County Community Alliance is meeting at 9 o'clock at Elyria City Hall. And I'm very pleased that our speaker is going to be Stu Nicholson. He's the Public Information Officer from the Ohio Rail Development Commission. As many of you know, we have 2 train stations, one in Elyria and one in Lorain without a train. And there is the Ohio Hub initiative that's going on, and so maybe he'll give us some information about when and if ever a train might be coming to our. Does it run?
We just don't have a place for it to stop.
Mhm.
Amtrak is there.
You have to use the mic, Hal. I informed you.
We have Amtrak.
That's wonderful. And I would like a place for it to stop, and I'd also like more trains. We'd like commuter rail. You know commuter rail between coming west this way, and I think you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Thank you very much. And so that's Friday morning. Friday afternoon, the Ohio Public Works Commission will be meeting at 1 o'clock. You heard the different projects that we just approved for round 20. And following the 1 o'clock meeting, I think it's 2?
1:30, I think.
Well, 1 and 1:30. Then at 2 o'clock, the NRAC, National Resource Assistance Council, will hold its annual meeting. And we're going to talk about the $1.5 million that for the Clean Ohio funds that the state is supposed to send our way probably next year in the middle of the year. So we're going to talk about the parameters that this money is going to be available to our three-county area. And you talked about the Minority Business Council yesterday. Mel Gravely, who is the liaison from the Ohio Public Works Commission to our three-county area, he was one of the presenters. He was at a panel like you were yesterday. I was very pleased to see him there. So sometimes it pays to go to these things. You'd be surprised who you see there. You would have been pleased, Joyce. Mel was all dressed up. He was very impressive. And I said twice this week we get to see him in Lorain County. So I guess I just like to say we're not allowed to make public personal interests, but I would just like to thank all those people who helped last evening. They had a fundraiser for me at Gargus Hall, and there were almost 500 people there. I was very gratified, and I thank you all.
It's a nice
We
event.
skipped Jerry? Oh, well. Jerry who? Jerry Springer?
That's what happens when you call somebody Your Honor. You know?
Yeah.
Last
you're
time I
invisible.
saw you, Jerry, you were over there talking to
Yeah.
somebody. You vacated your seat. So.
I am going to need an executive session for 3 legal matters. It
Really?
shouldn't be very long, but I do need to update you on 3 things.
And I apologize for skipping you. Okay. We're going to have to do something about the availability of there's nothing more frustrating than being in the audience and not being able to hear, because I've been there, but sometimes we get so involved in what we're talking about, we forget that people are listening.
Or sometimes it's an advantage of being in the audience, not being able to hear.
How could you possibly think that?
Commissioners, when we get done with the renovation on the northwest end of this floor, we'll have some new state-of-the-art rooms that will be for meeting, and we'll be moving in there temporarily while we do renovations here, and we are going to put a state-of-the-art audio system in this room. We just got to get some other work done first. It's been an ongoing problem, but when we freshen this room, when we renovate this room after the other one's done, rest assured that they will definitely be able to hear us when we're done.
Good.
Thank you. Okay, I guess that takes care of all of us now. Teresa. Oh, excuse me.
Just to remind you, Monday.
Yes, Monday.
Yes, Monday, 12:30, we're going to have our public hearing on the sewer issue for Broadway, Taylor, Amherst Township. It
Yes.
is here already.
Not till Monday,
Isn't that
though.
something? But Monday, you got 2 more days, 3 more days, whatever. And then at 3 o'clock is Dunn Road for Sheffield, for Sheffield Township. 12:30.
Why don't you read your agenda? That's why it's on there. Anyone in the audience who'd like to comment?
Would you like
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's
See, I'm really,
moving right
I
on.
skipped Jerry, and
You want to adjourn?
He got me all excited when he called me Your Honor. I mean, it would be the same. I move the reading of the board correspondence be waived.
I'll
Madam
second
Clerk.
that.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Hi.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now. Anybody want to talk to us today? Elizabeth?
Thank you, Elizabeth Roddick Oberlin. As I may have mentioned here before, I originally began coming to this meeting because I had joined a living and learning group about Know Your County Government, and the 7 or 8 of us there realized we knew absolutely nothing about county government at all. I had an excuse. I was fairly new in the county. Among the questions initially raised was, what is a county administrator and what does he do? And so I began coming to this meeting courtesy of the Johnsons chauffeuring. Since then, I have learned indeed that the county administrator does a great many things, as do many, many other people here. And I've also become very aware of the enormous range of matters, small and large, relatively, except to the person involved, trivial, or extremely important for everybody in the county. And that has been a considerable learning experience. As a result, I was very interested to read in the newspaper last week, or earlier this week, that 3 members have been appointed to the board of the airport: the county commissioner, the community development officer, and an assistant to Commissioner Kukowski. And I guess, in a sense, my question is, how big is the plate of these people going to have to be? I frankly think that they are already extremely busy with, or should be, with the various responsibilities and supervisions they have. And also, I have to say, with no intent to denigrate their capabilities, I don't know that any of them have any particular expertise with the airport. In fact, recently it was said that communications between the board of the airport and the county have been very, very poor, so that in theory at least they are sort of not much more aware of what's going on out there than the general public. All of that's preliminary. My question is, one among my questions, I understand that each commissioner appoints members to the airport board, and I would be interested to know whose appointee is whom. In other words, who appointed Mr. Cortez, who appointed Mr. Twining, and which commissioner appointed the other person?
Well, there's an interesting question, Elizabeth, and I'll just say that nominations were given, but a motion was made and seconded, and we all voted on all 3 appointees. So is it really necessary to know who nominated who?
Well, it seemed to me extremely important in the past in that whoever's appointee it was could presumably be removed or reappointed when the time came. As I say, in the past it had been quite significant who was appointing whom.
That's a good point.
It was pretty obvious, Elizabeth, that I appointed my assistant, so... And I have been involved in some airport board meetings and other meetings with the airport, and my assistant has accompanied me to those meetings, and she knows my feelings and thoughts on the airport, and I wanted her to be my mouthpiece, my ears, and my eyes during those board meetings, so that's why I appointed her.
Thank you.
And maybe someday she may want to be a pilot.
Yeah, I just think we've all, with our nominations, we've agreed whoever's brought them up to just pass them in total. There hasn't been much argument if you've chosen somebody. Myself, I'd like to have Jim Cortez on the board because he is my county administrator and aware of all county operations. And there's been some discussion with Mr. Barth. Mr. Barth handles the airport operations. He does a very good job, very happy with that. But there's a large industrial park that everybody knows I'm very enthusiastic about for Lorain County. And I think Ron Twining also is another piece of that puzzle to get that industrial park up and running. So I believe that's where those appointments came from.
And just to piggyback on what Ted said, since there's only one person left, it's quite obvious that Mr. Twining was my recommendation, and he's quite well aware of all the planning that's done in the county, and both from the planning sector and from the economic development sector. And I'd just like to say one thing. You made some comments about perhaps these newer people not having much knowledge about aviation per se. I'm paraphrasing what you said. And I want to relate to you that when solid waste was new in Lorain County, we spent the then board spent numerous hours looking around the county to find, and the state, to find someone who had knowledge of operations of solid waste. And there weren't that many people because solid waste operations were relatively new. And finally, we decided to hire Andy Anderson, who had an executive position in Sheffield or Sheffield Lake, I forget which.
Finance director.
It was at Sheffield Lake?
Yes.
And thank you, Teresa, finance director.
Around a while.
And Andy came on board, and he did a wonderful job for Lorain County because he had managerial skills and he knew how to balance the budget, so to speak, and operate a department. And I'm going to equate my thinking about the airport with that. Clearly, we need to have people who have knowledge of aviation. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also think that we need people who need and have knowledge about planning, economic development, and money management in general. And I think that those people that we have recently nominated, together with those who are still there, will give us a nice complement of what we are seeking to have to run Lorain County's airport.
Well, thank you for that. As I say, I didn't mean to denigrate their expertise. It's just that on top of everything else, it's going to be quite a challenge, shall we say. My next question is, for how long are these appointments? 1 year, 4 years? I don't recall.
What did we do, Teresa?
3 years?
They were
Staggered.
Staggered as the others?
My appointment was to a vacant position, so it expires at the end of 2006.
Right.
The other two appointments, I believe, were staggered 3-year appointments. So, right. Actually, I don't think, let me retract that. They weren't staggered because those two, they're part of what was staggered. Those two expire the 31st of December.
Right.
So they'll both be effective 1 January for 3 years.
06 to January.
Right. And Jim's will be
09,
staggered
yes.
because he took the place of Leonard Sikora, who resigned earlier this year, and I had left it vacant until we made a decision on who I was going to appoint.
Right. I assume that there will either be reappointments or further appointments, of course, to make up the full complement of the board, which, by the way, has been and doubtless will appreciate the support of trying to advance the industrial park with all that that might mean for jobs and so forth and so on. I guess I have another question. Is there going to be possible conflict of interest with very important people on the county commissioner's staff also being on the airport board? And that's a question. I really don't know. But it would seem to me that it's potentially going to be the case where they're having this hat, and somehow they're trying to balance the two on their head without any problems.
Well, I think what it's going to do, it's going to some cohesiveness between the Board of the County Commissioners and the airport authorities. You said there's not been good communication. I think here we bridge that gap. It'll improve those communication lines so we actually know what's going on out there and how we'd like to address it from the commissioners end, because we do all the funding for the airport on our local shares. So, I mean, I think it's going to bridge that gap so there's more communication, more direct lines back and forth as to what the needs are and what it can accomplish, and then what else the county can do with it, especially with the expertise of Ron Twanian's Economic Development Department and marketing of the property for the industrial park. So I think it's going to be an improvement more than anything that's going to be, confrontational or them juggling what their duties might be.
I guess that brings to mind the question of, is there going to be enough, so to speak, polite confrontation between the board members who think this is what's best for the airport and between the county's needs and decision-making? Not so much that they would necessarily be in conflict, but it seems to me a potential of, shall we say, at least differences of opinion and judgment is quite possible there and will be problematical, perhaps.
Don't you think there's differences on the boards anyway? I mean, everybody has an opinion of, I think there's 7 on the board at this point. Don't you think they have a difference of opinion now? Were you saying there's going to be, right, I think 7 people all have 7 opinions and they come to a consensus of what's best for the project or for the entity. So I don't see that as being a, downfall to it. I see it as being an advantage having the county's input
from one side with the airport expertise.
Well, I would simply say that this is something one would need to be quite concerned about.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Rich, good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Richard Resendez, Lorain County Sheriff's Office. As you read in the paper this morning, we had a tragic situation yesterday with a tactical operation in the city of Oberlin and just north of that. There are boundaries that ended up in a SWAT operation. And I just want to use my 3 minutes today. You can't have a conversation outside of government without the words of mutual cooperation, regionalization, and the consolidation of efforts that comes up. And I just want to publicly thank, on behalf of the Sheriff's Office, Captain Kavanaugh, who's the commander of the SWAT team. We had that yesterday. We had a lot of agencies cooperating in this tactical operation, and I need to publicly thank the Department of Transportation, ODOT, who came out and transported some tactical equipment for us. They've done that numerous occasions. The Ohio State Patrol, they handled some traffic for us. We closed off a major intersection in the county, and they handled that. And you may not be aware of, during their perimeter control for us, in fact, one of their cruisers was struck and totaled out. Lieutenant Glenn Peterson, who was maintaining traffic for us on State Route 58, he was outside his cruiser. His cruiser was in fact struck by a vehicle and totaled out, so he was very lucky that he wasn't in the cruiser. Oberlin PD, we worked in cooperation with them. We had deputies and we had Oberlin officers out there, and it was just a very, very good effort. And not to mention our auxiliaries that work for the Sheriff's Office at no cost. And they came out and maintained traffic control. So I think we all just need to be aware that we have that out there in the law enforcement community, and I wanted to publicly say that and thank all the agencies that were involved.
Thank you very much. Sometimes we just hear the bad things, so that
Yeah,
was a good
sometimes you
thing,
do.
unfortunately.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Captain. Anyone else? Seeing none, I move we go into executive session for the purposes outlined by the county administrator and the almost forgotten prosecutor.
I second.
Ms. Blair?
Aye.
Ms. Kowski?
Aye.
Mr. Kayla?
Aye.
Unless otherwise announced, meetings are held Thursday mornings at 9:30 at the Lorain County Administration Building, 226 Middle Avenue, 4th floor, downtown Elyria. These are public meetings, and as always, you are invited to attend.
Welcome to Golden Acres, Lorain County's best kept secret. In the heart of Lorain County, we are nestled on 22 acres of rolling hills in Amherst Township. Our rural-like setting is centrally located for everyone's convenience.
Since 1997, when the Golden Acres tax levy was voluntarily abandoned, the home has been self-sufficient. We currently serve private pay and Medicaid residents and are in the process of becoming a Medicare skilled nursing facility, which will enable us to provide a wider range of service to the residents of Lorain County.
Serving Lorain County for over 100 years, Golden Acres will continue to strive to provide the highest possible degree of health, social interaction, and emotional well-being.
While selecting the best place for your loved one is never easy, many families take great comfort in choosing the friendly, home-like environment of Golden Acres. Certified by the Ohio Department of Health as an intermediate care facility, Golden Acres participates in the Medicaid reimbursement program. The facility anticipates certification as a skilled facility. Golden Acres has 82 intermediate care beds, 20 of which are for specialized care of Alzheimer and related dementia patients. Designed by the Golden Acres gerontologist consultant, the Alzheimer unit meets the needs of dementia residents who are prone to wandering and not mindful of their safety needs. Small by today's large facility standards, Golden Acres is a full-service, patient-family-oriented facility, operating 24 hours per day, 7 days per week under the guidelines of the Ohio Department of Health. Respite care is also available, ideal for those who are caring for their loved one at home and need a break from the 24-hour vigilance. Golden Acres provides residents a variety of services. As a four-season facility, Golden Acres celebrates each season with attractive decorations throughout the facility. In December, holiday festivities abound. Spring is a time of renewal, and celebrations include the annual Mother's Day Tea. In the warm months, Golden Acres residents and their families enjoy congregating outside on the patio or in the gazebo, spending lazy summer afternoons and evenings in the shade. Fall brings hazy days and cool nights, Halloween and Thanksgiving, bonfires, and hayrides. A monthly newsletter, Golden Acres Chit Chat, contains entertaining articles and information relevant to all residents and family members, including the monthly activities calendar. Golden Acres also schedules visits from dental, podiatric, optometry, audiology, and psychiatric services. Beautician visits weekly and barber visits monthly.
While no facility could take the place of your loved ones at home, our caring staff, residents, and their families will strive to make them feel at home and a welcome part of our facility.
As gas prices continue to soar, let Lorain County Transit make it easier on your wallet. Our 14 fixed routes can get you to work, school, shopping, or even Cleveland with convenient daily schedules. Or for a few dollars more, schedule a convenient pickup time with our curb-to-curb dial-a-ride program or community connector services. All our vehicles are handicapped accessible and many have bike racks. Call our office today to learn more. Remember, Lorain County Transit is no pain in the gas.
The Lorain County Commissioners would like to welcome you to come down to the Lorain County Dog Kennel.
We have lots of dogs available for adoption. We also encourage all dog owners to register your dog each year and get a dog license.
We also have a special dog license. It's a special heart medical care license tag for an additional $5. And the proceeds from that go to help us when we pick up a stray that's injured or needs extreme medical care.
Unsightly litter is often the result of well-intentioned people like you and me being careless at the curb, around business areas, and at work sites. Lucky the Ladybug, Ohio's first lady of litter prevention, says nobody wants to live or work around trash. Litter lowers property values and it's costly to clean up.
Keep Lorain County beautiful. Put the lid on trash.
As we begin this evening awards program, it's my great honor to introduce our Mistress of Ceremonies. I'll bet there's not many people in this community who do not know this lady. She's been a real champion for Lorain County with her work both in radio and television. And we are honored to have her preside over this event again this year. Please join me in welcoming Joan Lowry.
Thank you, Lynn, so very much. And I must say that it's wonderful to see so many friends and so many familiar faces here this evening. And isn't this a fabulous place to hold this event? I, too, would like to thank the fine people here at DeLuca's for taking such special care of us this evening. You know, the Lorain County Beautiful Awards Banquet is truly one of my very favorite events on the entire calendar. I'm always amazed at the outstanding list of nominees. Now, every year it seems that the list of buildings, the green spaces, and organizations really shines brighter than ever, and the 2005 nominees are no exception. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy as we recognize the nominees for this year's Lorain County Beautiful Awards. There are 6 categories of recognition. And at the conclusion of the program, we will announce the winners in each category. Category number 1, the New Building Award, recognizes any newly built commercial, public, religious, or recreational property in Lorain County. The large number of nominees in this category not only shows how much new construction has taken place in the county, but also demonstrates the variety of services being provided to residents and businesses. The nominees for the New Building Award are Camp Timberlane Girl Scouts of Erie Shores. The Girl Scouts of Erie Shores, whose offices are located in Lorain, recently completed a $4.5 million capital campaign to improve Camp Timberlane. The camp has seen no major renovations in almost 50 years. Now, more year-round housing, a winterized kitchen, a new welcome center and program center, and an updated infrastructure are attracting and retaining more girls to scouting by providing expanded programs and experiences designed to fit girls' interests and will enable the Girl Scouts of Erie Shores to better achieve its mission by helping girls develop self-confidence and become more self-reliant as they participate in all-girl outdoor programs. Avon Emergency Care Center. Glass, stone, and metal are brought together in this modern architectural statement that coexists with the Mediterranean style of the EMH Center for Health and Fitness, built in 1997, through the use of the same stone and stucco finishes. The bright new canopy reaches out to the community to announce this state-of-the-art 16,000 square foot outpatient emergency care center. Construction on the Avon Emergency Care Center was completed in mid-July of this year. The Five and Diner. Be transported back to the 1950s with one of Lorain County's newest restaurants. Five and Diner is your hometown diner with all of the fun of the 1950s today. It's located on Route 254 in Sheffield Village. Providence Church. In the late 1990s, the congregation decided to build a permanent facility in order to enable the congregation to expand its ministry. In 2001, after a long, unsuccessful search for land, Albert and Ruth Green approached the church about purchasing their land in Avon. The church's lighthouse team determined that the building should be designed so that it would be recognized as a church with its roof line, clerestory, cupola, and steeple drawings men's eyes to heaven. The church looks forward to having a positive impact in Lorain County for years to come. St. Mary's School. The rectory and convent in Elyria have been replaced by new buildings. The new addition added new life for the primary grades. Grades ranging from preschool through 3rd grade are now housed in the new area. The new school addition offers the latest technologies in sound systems, heating and cooling, as well as computers. Even though this campus has experienced many changes, its educational process has long been considered as excellent. St. Mary Parish Center. The Parish Center in Elyria is intended to be compatible with the Victorian Gothic church to which it's attached. The roof pitch, relocated stained glass panels, and exterior materials directly respond to the original church built in 1887 and on the National Register. The lobby connects at the rear of the church to facilitate liturgical processions. The cathedral-ceilinged multi-purpose room and exterior courtyard garden promote fellowship and accommodate social and community events. The remainder of the center includes the parish business offices and the conference room. The RLR Construction Office Building. RLR decided to build its new corporate office on this particular site in Lorain because we wanted to give something back to a community that has contributed to our success. Since most of our customers are 2-income households, we wanted to offer them the convenience of one-stop shopping. The office building is basically a giant showroom. The exterior and interior of the office utilize the features we offer in our homes. We wanted customers to actually see different options during the selections process so they could make educated decisions. Green Circle Growers, Inc. The building, built to house sister companies Green Circle Growers and Express Seed Company, has enabled the companies for the first time in their 20-year history to be housed under the same roof. This state-of-the-art building, architect and built by Star Builders, has been designed to blend in beautifully with the existing 60 acres of adjoining greenhouses. Internally, the building takes on a European style with tile floors and a water wall in the lobby. It also has a unique greenhouse-like atrium in the center of the building that allows natural lighting to flow throughout the building. It has been designed to accommodate an active business in a most efficient manner. Avon Point Professional Campus. The Cleveland Clinic building in Avon Point Professional Campus is the most recent addition to the campus. The architectural components and design create a breathtaking facility. The campus is elegant, with a unique mix of design elements, lighting, and landscaping. Star Builders of Amherst, Ohio did the design and the construction. St. Teresa of Avila Parish Life Center. The former hall and meeting rooms were raised shortly before the widening of Abbey Road in Sheffield Village. Father Bob Franco, after consulting the parish at large, formed a building committee in the summer of 2003. After fundraising and careful planning, groundbreaking took place in the summer of 2004 and was finished in June of 2005. The 9,700 square foot building, designed by Zarzikny Malik Architects, consists of a full-service kitchen, a hall which seats 230 people, 4 meeting rooms, and a dramatic foyer. The architectural lines and appointments of the Parish Life Center echo those of St. Teresa of Avila Church, built in 1907. Cosmetic Family Dental. This office opened in January of 2005. After 18 years in practice, Dr. Voyer's goal was to bring to the community of Avon a state-of-the-art cosmetic dental practice within a family practice setting. The challenge was to create a design that conformed to Avon City codes while reflecting Dr. Voyer's own professional standards of aesthetic design that reflected modern advanced dentistry. The result was a plan that used traditional building materials on the exterior, which were carried through to the interior, where contemporary lines coupled with modern accent colors reflect the overall practice philosophy. General Johnny Wilson Middle School. The school is one of 13 new schools built as part of the Lorain City Schools' $216 million construction project. Named after Lorain resident and four-star General Johnny Wilson, the building provides enhanced educational facilities, modern technology for the students, and improves the aesthetics of the neighborhood it adorns. The school offers a playground and basketball court for student and community use, external color schemes which complement the neighborhood, and landscaping which beautifies the environment. Like General Wilson, the school represents the belief and reality that all Lorain students can succeed. Hope Christian Church. After 40 years in Westlake, the congregation had outgrown their building and site. After an extensive search of property within 5 miles of that location, they purchased 31 acres on Detroit Road in Avon. The first building phase was completed in September of 2005 and consists of a 330-seat multi-purpose worship center, office, 9 classrooms, a kitchen, and large 2-story atrium with coffee care and gathering area. The building was designed by Greg Schmidt of Paulus & Associates Architects of Sandusky in a manner which integrates unique architectural elements in a non-traditional contemporary style that blends with the Western Reserve style of Avon. St. Clair Plaza. Designed by Mark Lesner Architects, Inc., this 18,000 square foot building built by St. Clair Development Company is located in Amherst and now houses the Country Day School. It is built of split-faced block and is very eye-catching. 2 additional tenants will be moving in at the beginning of 2006. North Ridgeville Public Library. The city of North Ridgeville donated the land and the voters approved an operating levy in 1999 to help fund the building. It is a 1-story, 27,500 square foot building with red brick walls trimmed in white with a large spire on top and was designed by Van Dyke Architects. The interior is very open and is designed to separate various areas, but remain visible to the staff. There is a brightly colored children's area, an adult quiet reading room, and computer lab areas, research assistance and reference areas. There are 2 meeting rooms and a secured pickup area where patrons can pick up their favorite books after hours at their own convenience. Diana's Deli and Restaurant. The Diana Corporation has been around Lorain County for the past 15 years in different locations, such as Avon Lake and Lorain. The new facility is located on Chester Road in Avon. Diana's is a family restaurant and looks forward to serving residents and visitors to Lorain County for many years to come. Prudential Preferred Properties. New building located on Levitt Road in Amherst, just south of I-90. Category 2 is the Green Space Award that recognizes any space where the developer has surpassed the zoning specifications and is environmentally sensitive to the site's natural surroundings. The nominees include Greyhawk Golf Course. The course is located in the village of LaGrange. Mike Smellick of Von Haag, Smellick and Barrow were the designers. The course is innovative and the design unforgettable. Mike's trademark is to create excitement at every tee, fairway, and green, providing anticipation for the player as to what lies ahead. The use of sand, water, and terrain variations create a spectacular and memorable golf experience that leaves the golfer longing to challenge the course over and over again. The 7,000 square foot clubhouse has a pro shop, a bar and grill, locker rooms for men and women, and a large outdoor deck and patio overlooking the 18th hole. Avon Oaks Caring Community. With extensive renovations and a 42,000 square foot expansion, Avon Oaks has truly become a healthcare campus, featuring the gardens of French Creek Assisted Living Facility, the Acorn Child Center, and the Skilled Nursing Facility. The grounds include 2 large courtyards with walking paths, bird feeders, and gardens. 2 attractive gazebos provide a gather time for outdoor time. The children have outside play areas which are accessible to the elders to encourage interaction or just observation. In the future, there are plans for a public walking fitness path on that campus. Warren Brown Family Council Ring, Heart of Ohio Council, Boy Scouts of America. The Warren Brown family of Marion, Ohio gave a sizable donation to the Boy Scouts for a campfire facility on the Scout Lake at Fireland Scouts Reservation. The project was to include functional items such as lighting, stage, and sound system. It was also to include theme-related items such as totem poles with Indian designs depicting the Chief Wyandotte Award, aesthetically pleasing terrace seating built into the hillside with a natural grass lawn stage, and stone structures with the Scout Lake in the background truly gives the facility an inspiring setting. Thousands of Scouts will benefit each and every year. French Creek Restoration Project. A project of the City of Avon, the French Creek Restoration Project is a wildlife sanctuary retention basin built to help eliminate flooding downstream on the French Creek waterway. It is also a possible future site of Avon Park. Category 3, the Community Revitalization Award recognizes any projects that are community-driven and that impact neighborhood revitalization, such as the Habitat for Humanity projects, neighborhood initiatives, or downtown revitalization projects. And the nominees in this category are the Avon Senior Center. The old Avon firehouse was partially torn down and rebuilt into what is now the Avon Senior Center. The building follows Avon's French Creek District aesthetics and decor. And additionally, in May of 2005, they took advantage of Avon's Pride Day and recruited senior volunteers to come to the center and plant flowers, shrubs, pull weeds, and other general landscaping tasks. This gave the center a charming and more home-like appearance and is a beautiful and colorful vision to catch sight of while driving into downtown Avon. North Ridgeville Community Care Building. The Community Care Building is a result of community effort. The property was donated by Mark Biacco of Arby's, and the building was constructed by Bob Schmidt Homes at their cost, which was paid by pledges from businesses, churches, and individuals. It is operated as a 100% volunteer organization. They are very pleased to be able to serve their clients from a clean, safe, healthy, and beautiful facility. The City of Amherst Street Intersection Improvement Project. The pavement texturing and stamping was a culmination of the restructuring of the roadway and infrastructure improvements in Amherst. The street print work was performed by Gherkin Asphalt Paving, Inc. The decorative asphalt application accentuated and highlighted the project in conjunction with the Nord Family Center and the Amherst Historical Society located at this intersection. The bright colors and distinctive pattern made this intersection the highlight of the overall project. The intersection has received many rave reviews as it enhances the historical and cultural values in Amherst history. Oberlin's America in Bloom project. A joint project of the City of Oberlin, the Oberlin Chamber of Commerce, and Oberlin College. This is the third year Oberlin has entered the America in Bloom competition. Oberlin City Council supports this program because they recognize it as a friendly community competition that improves the quality of life for citizens, which in turn strengthens their feelings of belongings. The project kicked off on Pride Day. All City Council members showed their support by being present to plant a new garden at Oberlin's historic Westwood Cemetery. And Category 4 is the Rehabilitation Award. It recognizes any building that has been rehabilitated through repair, alterations, and additions while preserving those portions or features that convey its historical, cultural, or architectural values. The nominees for the Rehabilitation Award are Heritage Presbyterian Church. 2 churches merged, requiring more space to grow and serve surrounding communities. Star Builders helped implement a major makeover, including a 12,000 square foot addition, providing 2.5 times more sanctuary seating and a new social hall, while preserving historic symbols like the outside lit cross, tripling the parking lot area while maintaining trees and natural trail, water retention system concealed by 33 arborvitaes, split rail fence, and the birdhouses. Stonework, steel roofing, and new windows combine old and new. The stones remind us we are living stones, and Jesus is the chief cornerstone. Ancient glacial stones were preserved in landscaping. Northern Savings and Loan. They were out of space for employees for their operation, so they raised an older building they had purchased on Middle Avenue and built a new 3-story building on that site and added 2 additional floors to the 10-year-old accounting building. Total new area is approximately 20,500 square feet. This allowed us to keep the operation centralized and improve downtown Elyria. The Suka Building. The project was in partnership with grants procured by Amherst Main Street Association and the City of Amherst. This building, with its crumbling cap, loose mortar, and bowing brick, was not only an